Hello children, welcome to the English literature class. Today let's go through the poem The Charge of the Light Brigade, written by Alfred Tennyson. Before we understand the poem in detail, let us know about the poet Alfred Tennyson. Alfred Tennyson was born on 5th August 1809 in Somersby, Lincolnshire. He succeeded Wordsworth as Poet Laureate in 1850. The poem Examiner was published in the year 1854 and it is one of the Tennyson's best-known works. He died on 6th October 1892 and was buried in the Poets' Corner in Westminster Abbey. Okay children, now let's go through the poem. Half a league, half a league onward, all in the valley of death, rode the 600. Forward, the Light Brigade, charge for the guns, he said. Into the valley of death, rode the 600. This poem celebrates an act of bravery and sacrifice. And it starts with the same three words, half a league, which is repeated 3 times. First of all, what does that mean? Well, a league is an old way to measure distance, and it was equal to about 3 miles. So half a league is roughly 1.5 miles. The 600 soldiers were commanded to march towards the enemy that was probably 1.5 miles ahead. They were marching into the valley of death, which means that they were soon going to be killed. The commander commands the soldier to take charge of their guns and attack their enemies. Here, brigade refers to a large unit of soldiers in an army, and valley of death refers to a place of great danger. Now let's see the second stanza. Forward the Light Brigade, was there a man dismayed? Not through the soldiers knew, someone had blundered. There's not to make reply, there's not to reason why. There's but to do and die, into the valley of death rode the 600. The second stanza begins with the command of their leader. Here the poet wonders whether any of the soldier of the brigade is frightened or afraid of the danger, great danger ahead. And he himself answers that they did not know which the fear is, though the idea of marching towards the enemy was a blunder committed by someone. Here someone refers to their leader. However, the soldiers were so loyal and brave enough that they neither questioned their leader to return back nor questioned his command. One thing was there in their mind, that was to fight and die for their country. And hence they marched into the valley of death. Here, dismay refers to a feeling of unhappiness caused by something unexpected, and blundered refers to a mistake, a big mistake caused by a lack of care. Okay children, now let's go through the third stanza. Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered, stormed at with shot and shell. Boldly they rode and well, into the jaws of death, into the mouth of hell, rode the 600. The third stanza describes the scene where the soldiers were surrounded by their enemies. The poet explains their position by saying cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon in front of them. That means to say there were cannons of the enemies which were ready to kill them. There were huge walls of cannons all around them that were firing and making a sound like thunder. But the 600 soldiers rode boldly and went ahead into the jaws of death, into the mouth of the hell. Here, volleyed refers to a large number of bullets seeming to be fired at the same time, and thundered refers to a continuous loud noise. Flashed all their sabres bare, flashed as they turned in air, sabring the gunners there, charging any army, while all the world wondered. plunged in the battery smoke. Right through the line they broke. Cossack and Russian reeled from their sabre stroke, shattered and sundered. Then they rode back, but not the 600. In the fourth stanza, the poet explains that in spite of having swords, the soldiers fought with the gunners bravely and killed them. The soldiers took out their swords and stabbed the enemy soldiers who were firing with guns. They charged on the entire army, and the whole world wondered at their sincerity and dedication. That means to say that the whole world was amused or wondered as they dared to fight with the light weapons while the enemies were using guns and cannons. Crossing the border line, the soldiers then moved towards the artillery of the enemy through the dense smoke of shelling. They fought and killed the enemies, that is Cossack and Russians. The soldiers' attacks were so fierce that the enemies trembled with fear and were torn apart to death. After doing that, they returned back, but according to the poet, the soldiers were not 600. That means to say, many of them died. The poet mourns here for the loss. Here, stormed refers to be attacked with something. Sabering refers to soldiers on horses using heavy sword with a wide curved blade. Reeled refers to walk moving from side to side as if one is falling or going to fall. Shattered refers to broken into very small pieces. Sundered refers to break something apart using violence. Now let's go through the fifth stanza. Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon behind them, volleyed and thundered, stormed at with shot and shell, while horses and hero hell come through the jaws of death, back from the mouth of hell, all that was left of them, left of 600. Now in the fifth stanza, the first 5 lines of the stanza 3 are repeated, again to describe the war zone in which the soldiers were trapped. Many of those refers to soldiers. The poet calls the soldiers as heroes, who died along with their horses. But they have fought so well. Then the soldiers came back from the mouth of the hell. All that was left of them means those who were alive. Now let's go through the last stanza. When can their glory fade? Oh, the wild charge they made! All the world wondered. Honor the charge they made. Honor the light brigade. Noble 600. In the last stanza, the speaker called to honor the 600 men, and he also asked the rhetorical question, that means indirect question. When can their glory fade, and how their bravery can be forgotten? The soldiers will always be remembered for marching boldly into the battlefield where many were sure to die. The whole world admired their courage and their glory. We must also respect and honor the 600 men of the Light Brigade who fought bravely and sacrificed their life for their country.